Welcome back, everyone. Today, here on Zelda Speedruns 3, we have what I believe is the final seeding race for the Link's Awakening DX 100% tournament. Got four great runners here for you today: Xander TJ, Phantom Matt, Happy with Sugar, and Materia Steel. Joined on comms today by Alpha 5 and Zinthrathren. I butchered that, my bad. How's it going?
Just Zintro is fine.
Yeah. Makes it easier. I'm doing swell. How about you, Zintro?
I'm alright. How about well, you just said how you are. But I'll ask you again, how are you?
Oh well, now I'm doing terribly because I've been asked the same question too many times, but that's a different issue. But yeah, I'm excited. We have our last, I guess, restreamed. I think there's some people saying, but this is the last day to get your seeding times in for sure. 'Cause tournament's starting proper of our any percent no woob 2021 2022 whatever we're gonna call this one tournament. I don't know, maybe it'll run forever, but yeah.
If it does, I might have a chance of actually joining.
It'd be nice, you know, just last couple of tournaments been too busy. This one I was actually considering joining for the first time in a while, just the time was bad. But yeah, we got a good race. I don't know if it's starting anytime soon because I don't have that race room up, but hopefully this will be at the very least spicy. I don't know what Xander's top time is, but has a propensity for memeing if if he doesn't think he can get a better time. So we are taking best time.
In a way, I almost hope he does do terribly so that we do see some memes for the last seeding race.
Yeah, I mean there was
because we're not going to see them in the tournament proper.
You say that, but I've watched Spice Father race other people before.
Sure. I guess yeah. After like obviously,
I watched him accidentally lose 2 minutes and then decide to go soft to wrong warp in D7, followed by him doing things like getting Marin after skipping her and all sorts of other things. Usually when the runs explode, some runners are just like, well, this is over.
Is it really? Can it ever be as bad as the time he forgot the seashell though?
Him, a Green Tunic Dragon, though they all forgot seashells. I remember Green Tunic was the first one where we were trying to figure out what the fastest backup is, and then Dragon showed, oh no, it's rando strats. You can just do weird super jumps in D6 instead of having to go over to Canlet, which is the next closest one.
Yeah. D6 would be a little bit easier to do, just
yeah,
it's right there.
It's easier. You don't have to pip buffer is the main part.
Yeah, serious. Oh, I hate the pip buffers. They're just
actually now
sometimes they don't work.
Well, the zoomeranging left to right is I don't know if that works or not. Not sure.
Over the pits? I've never heard of that.
It didn't. Well, because we didn't know zoomerang the last time that happened, so. But yeah, we're not going to see any zoomerangs.
Anyway.
Yeah. Here's your standard 1 minute to like 4 minute start of almost every category in every Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Go to the beach, get the sword.
Just in case people are tuning in for the first time and have never ever seen this game, we get the sword. There's a couple ways of doing this. Some people are going from the bottom, some people are going over the top. If you do the top strat, you just get a little damage boost off the urchin. And you'll actually get just close enough to the sword so that when the owl stops talking to you, you actually nudge over and grab the sword.
Yeah, you can grab it before, like, as the owl is landing, but that's a really precise one. I don't think it saves any time over getting it as he's leaving, but it's nice. And Xander making it so that it doesn't slash it, so it doesn't really lose any time. It's like a quarter second faster if you get the rupee and the dupe from that cutscene. Xander not having very good rupee luck at all. It's 50% from each of these enemies, and we're trying to dupe them because when Link has a sword or shield out, there's a and they're falling. You can hit both of them. It's frame rule dependent, so it's still like a 50-50, but you get them most of the time. And when you
yeah, if you don't get enough from the beach, you gotta go through the grass.
Happy getting great.
99% of the time, you have to go through the grass. Yeah, Happy is already in the shop.
Yeah, Happy gets out of the shop before 2 minutes. I'm gonna lose my mind. That's so fast. I don't think I've ever gotten that good of luck. And yeah, you can try and rupee dupe on the
Phantom's having
ground.
the most trouble there.
Yeah, I've heard that the rupees on the ground are much more RNG, or rather, like, because it's pixel perfect, frame rule dependent. You just hope. You don't try and line up for it. You know, that's a lot less of a 50-50 chance of getting them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like it's easier just because it just happens, but it's definitely not true. As we see trendy game, and oh, I was happy he was gonna slash the fox.
Alright, so see that Yoshi doll in the middle? We're not using that. We're supposed to. If you play casual, you're supposed to get the Yoshi doll to start the trading sequence. But we don't even look at the trading sequence, aside from that Yoshi doll. It's the only thing we see from it. Because we're going to do a couple skips, kind of around D3, that just skip, like, half the game almost.
Yeah, you can...
And unfortunately, Alpha's not a fan of this, I believe, so one of the skips.
Oh no, I'm fine with skipping it. I'm just, you know, you just gotta go there at some point, but it loses a lot more time in this category because you have to save and quit. You know, if you just frame perfect Jesus jump and get bomb fairy boosts, it might be faster in Squoob, but that's not happening. Maybe it's TAS only.
I'm sure.
Nice.
I'm sure a French runner will try to make it work.
Sagas just said it didn't work, posted no proof, and said it was slower, and I want to believe him. And yeah, so bomb triggers. Putting bombs down on alternating frames as you kind of go through transitions, you bring 2 bombs into a screen. It kind of loads in the action of the next thing in the sprite index. Half the time it's a cutscene, half the time it's, you know, occasionally it could be like a Zol spawning like a couple screens over, or even like a Moblin shooting an arrow. Weird stuff happens. If there's an arrow on the screen, it doesn't work because it's kind of how bomb arrows work overall. And you see the buffer there from Matt. If you notice Link's hand is out as you kind of go through that transition, just buffer there and you'll get the correct frame to do that. And yeah, it just skips the entire needing to watch Terran bounce around like an idiot.
And it is heavily abused throughout the run, these bomb triggers.
Xander
did not beat his pit walking record of first try. He got 0th try.
It's like I didn't even think he went for it. I'm really disappointed in Xander.
He tried once or twice or something, but he didn't get it.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
Frame rule dependent. 50. It's you might get it, but you can also just not lose 2 seconds.
Yeah, like most people. So to answer a question in chat, we get 2 bomb packs because this run's kind of tight on arrows and bombs, so we try to get as many bomb and arrow pickups as we can that are on the way. And if we didn't get 20 bombs, then we wouldn't have enough by the end of the game.
Yeah, I would say compared to other categories in this game, the arrow routing is a little bit looser, and even the bomb routing, like I think that extra one is just to make sure, because if you get 1, you're bomb perfect, I believe, and that is a terrifying prospect. So
yeah, like if you fail a single bomb trigger, like you're gonna need some more.
Yeah,
and better hope that you just get a random one from Bow Wow or something, right? Which is like so unlikely.
Yeah,
I think on maybe like 1 every 10 runs I do, I'll get a bomb drop from Bow Wow.
Yeah, I mean that requires Bow Wow to eat one of those hard hat beetles, because I think they're the only thing on the overworld that drops bombs.
I think the Buzz Blobs too.
I don't remember the drop table for the Buzz Blobs. But yeah,
Games
arrow was strong.
You're not supposed to like have the bow by this point, but it's also not a glitch to have it. So it's
okay. I hadn't seen how many hits Happy had on Moldorm, but I'm like, if that's not last hit, he's dead.
Xander getting
very
a clean Moldorm right there. Ray killing at the top as well. Moldorm is just a pain. He's
Moldorm's
the worst boss ever.
He's the worst boss, but also I think he's the best one in the entire game.
He's certainly the hardest. He's actually a challenge.
Yeah, because you
have to adapt to him.
with no health, like, easily, like, if you decide to be really greedy after Rolling Bones and not lose half a second to pick up that fairy, you might be entering there with, like, 1 heart, and that means he one-shots you. He can clank, like Maddie's in a real sketchy spot, but gets it. There are categories where you have to do some very scary super jumps that could very easily be putting you in that room with a heart, and then you have to jump at him to get onto the platform.
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of super jumps, we saw that a few times there. We have.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. Well, you probably saw the walls of the dungeons are ledges, and so you can jump off those. Like if you got on top, which is possible with a super jump, then you can actually like just walk off those ledges and you'll get a jump. So we use that by clipping into the wall, which is like moving from the side of the wall into about 3 pixels or so. And you could just do a few inputs and then you do like a movement away from the wall. And you actually trick the game into thinking that you're on the wall.
Yeah,
and so you get this extra jump.
You can do things with certain inputs. It kind of moves your hitbox around, and because this game has a very fake Z-axis, it just kind of doesn't know where you are. Now we see the Moblin King. Nice little standing in that top corner to not take any damage. Moblin King can just be rude sometimes. Shoot a lot of arrows, but usually it's fine. Xander getting a very good fight. Killing
Heck,
it
you don't
before he
even
lands.
You don't even always need to be clipped into the wall. Like you can dash
but
and
you just
bonk off the wall or something. I think and get a jump.
Oh yeah, no, you can boots into a wall and just sort of before you do that, sword away from it and all that other stuff. It's a very important trick in making Xander sad at the ROM hack that he made, or also the oh man, I saw Matt mashing too fast. He wasn't hitting the Moblin King. I was a little worried for him. But yeah, the boots box super jumps, which we won't see in this category because we routed the one that was faster for like a minute out for a shack jump, which will be coming up on that later.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
Basically,
D6 and D7, I think you got one as well, depending on who's playing.
Yeah.
The risky shack jump in D7 that like is a nightmare for me.
I don't think it's that bad because it's really easy to get a moonwalk when you enter that room.
Yeah, but every now and then,
if you miss it, it's the worst.
It's a huge time loss if you fail
it. I play no stew. That's not the worst shack jump in that category.
Yeah, this is very true.
That would probably go for just enter D4 because you can lose a lot of random time there, and the lineup is way harder.
Yeah. And that one you kind of YOLO it a bit too.
Yeah. And yeah, Hinox's weak to bows, same as Breath of the Wild. Easy. Last time we'll see him. Should make an
D2...
all mini bosses category so people actually have to see Goma.
Yeah. D2 is pretty straightforward aside from the fact that we cut it in half.
Yeah, it saves a crazy amount of time, like 15 seconds to cut that dungeon in half. So, just because of what we come back with, how we fight the boss, it makes the bomb and arrow routing a lot more cozy. And
yeah, we after D8, which is at the very end of the run, we just happen to be going right by D2, and it's nice and easy to get in because you don't have to rely on Bow Wow luck. Because you have a magic rod to just shoot the plants.
I'm seeing someone do we keep the chain chop later and use it to jump. The only person who I think would be that stupid would be Black, because Black would also do Rooster Skip off of the walls instead of the other side. But no one hopes for Bow Wow to be rude, but Bow Wow decides. If I were to look at other categories,
Bow Wow's the worst.
There are some categories where you have to rely on Bow Wow either eating something or not eating enough enemies as you traverse the overworld, or your time will be bad. Which is a great segue into Dungeon 3, as we watch people doing this thing called Villa Skip. You just buffer the start menu until you transition onto the start menu itself, like the menu at the bottom. And because of how transitioning onto solid objects works, you just kind of zip and it puts you right into the Villa Maze, so we don't have to go to Candlelight Castle. Absolute shame. Great location. And
Great
that's
music.
damage taken by Happy. But yeah, we're in Dungeon 3 now. Where, as I was mentioning, you gotta hope to kill things. There are so many enemies in Dungeon 3 that, we can grab a piece of power here, and we don't... saving and quitting resets it, which is why we don't really worry about it. We might see an intentional hit. Oh, no, there's the Acorn Drop. So there are enough, or a few enough enemies. Acorn will drop every, what is it, 15? Is it 15 or 12 in the original?
I think it's 12.
Yeah, without getting hit. And if you have it, it prevents Piece of Power, but we really want Piece of Power. And Happy getting a little scared, can't blame him. Did not want to slash his sword there to grab it, because Acorn text is slow. And here's the Doggo Skip. You do a spin slash super jump off this wall, and because you're kind of clanking, but you're ignoring collision, yeah, it just works. Very nice.
Yeah, it looks really cool once you get it. It's bloody hard to learn, but once you get it, it's...
I would say the
a
spin
breeze.
slash one is harder to set up, but easier to execute. There's also the one where you just go in, and you slash your sword, and it's, like, faster to set up for sure. I get...
You mean the black strat?
That was a really bad Acorn Drop from Matt. And that one,
did he just pick up the acorn?
Power. No, it was... you know the keys that's right before the stairs after the conveyor belt?
Yes.
The acorn dropped in front of the stairs, and he gets another acorn!
He gets it
This
again.
is really bad for Matt, because he should take damage here. He should just take the damage here, otherwise he can't get a piece of power drop. It makes this boss a lot easier.
Fortunately, getting the acorn does not reset the counter for piece of power. So you can just take 3 hits, and then you'll lose your acorn, and then you can
roll
continue.
around it, though, if you kill your 30th during it, right? Or is it just the next drop?
Oh, I don't know. I've never encountered that
yeah, I've
situation.
never messed that particular thing up.
So Happy and Xander are, like, pretty much right on top of each other. They just, like...
Xander said D3 said no in chat, which probably means he's upset with something. Or there was time save he could have made. Not sure. But we're coming up on Walrus Skip. I don't think either of them go for any of the, you know, maybe save 2 seconds and have a chance of soft locking lineups.
Not in a tournament, I certainly wouldn't.
No, it's just, I mean, I can't bomb trigger those transitions consistently without buffering anyway, so, I'm happy with the fact that when you buffer through that transition, it's 100% consistent. I'm fine with that. I lose a minute because I can't consistently mash through transitions. It's really hard on keyboard.
What? The Walrus Skip is really easy. You just press start right after placing a bomb.
Yeah, it's so easy. And you can bonk into, like, everything in the lineup. It's just so good. As we're looking at swapping in some other runners. But yeah, we're just seeing they're getting through their D3. I didn't see if Maddie still had piece of power, but yeah. So here's Walrus Skip and Happy being in a very good amount of health. Actually using another menu there to jump instead of bonking. Bit curious, that loses a bit of time. But yeah, if you do the buffer strat,
because all 4 of them are like right on the same spot.
Yeah, and yeah, that's actually Astro in the lead. She's going to go die on this curious thing that's in the middle of the desert. No one's quite sure what it is. And Happy is gonna go die on a lever because only had half a heart, which is really good. Sometimes Bow Wow can just ruin your attempt to try to damage yourself here by eating all of those buzz blobs. It's really, really sad. Yeah, so bomb triggers on Walrus, you do things. The reason why they die there is because they lose all of their buttons. Basically, you're skipping parts of the cutscene, but you're also, like, you're not skipping the trigger for, hey, this cutscene is clear, but you're skipping the trigger where Link loses movement, but you don't skip the trigger where Link loses all of his buttons, so we have to die or enter a cave to do that, and it just so happens we really want to go back to where we just came in. So, yeah.
Yeah, the reason entering a cave would... It sounds like it would be faster, but we actually want to keep our save point at the cave that with the sharks in it.
Yeah, and we skip an owl, we go way closer to Armos Maze, which is terrifying. All of these Armos do 2 damage, and Bow Wow can just decide how much time you're going to make or break here. But
or how many arrows you get.
Oh, but Bow Wow's being so nice for Astro, I'm jealous.
Astro
I never
knows
get that
how
with
to
Bow
get
Wow.
the arrows, though. There's certain movements you can actually do that kind of make it more reliable.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of it is like sort of a placebo of like if you come through that screen, like Bow Wow will always eat that one. But like just eating the other ones is unlucky. And Astro, I think
nice recovery from Astro there.
Astro was not sure that they
really
got that
close.
Recovery. She was not sure at all.
That was really
yeah.
Really,
the menu
really
to
nice.
But yeah, oh, not quite getting the wall clip there. Everybody's very, very close right now. This is good. Yeah, Armos Knight, very fun fight. If for some reason you have a surplus of arrows, you can probably take him out with arrows. It takes quite a few, but it is quite fast. But it's less swag, and you want to keep your arrows up. Don't think Happy had to go back for that extra arrow, but what have you.
I mean, you think you could like buy another set of arrows from the shop, but then you have to die for the shopkeeper again. Yeah, and plus
I'd
like
say
it's so much faster to get them from the Armos Maze and rely on Bow Wow there, right?
I would say rather than dying to shopkeeper again, if you're planning on doing that, it's probably somehow faster to go get Mad Batter.
Maybe.
And so yeah, Jesus jumps, again with the pausing, and when you transition down specifically via Jesus jump, it kind of forces you, your Y position into the island there, and because you're transitioning onto a solid, the game's like, well, can't deal with this, and zips you. And that's very nice, and okay, here we go, here's some swag. Dragon didn't quite, oh, Dragon did get it, I was a little worried. Bow Wow ate late there. Yeah, can eat the cutscene. He doesn't have any buttons that he can push, just movement, but now he has regained movement. Saves a little bit of time.
In D6, pretty much going to the power bracelet is pretty straightforward. But then the second half of D6 is like you skip half of it, like half the dungeon, just with a few super jumps.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this this first room right here. This 2D section you can hold up left and you will get through it. It just works. And oh, Astro having some problems with the mini Moldorm, just not shooting it with an arrow and missed. And yeah, if you might be wondering why we're doing D6 right now, which is pretty early considering we just finished D3. There's a ghost that spawns after we beat D4, and it doesn't spawn if we have the level 2 bracelet. And since you don't really need anything to clear Dungeon 6 after the level 2 bracelet, heck, you barely need the level 2 bracelet itself, you just have to get past a single room, or cheat better. You just go.
Oh no, Astro, not getting that last wizard, but
yeah,
setting up some
hard.
bomb arrows because she's quite confident in her arrow count and bomb count.
Yeah, I mean at this point your arrow route is really lenient, just because you know when you enter D8 you have an option of taking a 2-second detour for another pack of arrows. And also, you know, health and whatever, so...
There's our shack jumps.
Oh yeah, so yeah, shack jumps. When you're up against an interactable object, a push block or a key block, you can kind of use them to sort of just get a super jump. It sets your subpixel right when you rub up against it, and you can do, effectively, an unclipped super jump. But it's a shack jump, it's neat. You can also do, because one's coming up. Block clipping off of those things. We forgot to talk about that. Text boxes in this game are strange.
Yeah, we saw a flock clip going into D2.
Ooh,
But,
double throws used for
yeah.
Xander.
Damn, really?
Meanwhile, Astro not. Oh right, you just shack jump here too. I didn't even think about it.
Yep.
I don't think that one saves as much time, but you definitely don't ever have to reset it if you mess up your pixel. So
Exactly. Yeah, the shack jump it's for one thing, it's just more reliable.
yeah,
And there's a nice setup where you can actually get like a damage boost off the spark to knock yourself into the wall and then moonwalk across the transition.
yeah. So here's Facade. He wakes up really slowly and doesn't, care that he's taking damage, so you can just get 3 bombs before the fight starts. Facade, everybody.
Yeah,
Maybe-
and it's like this in
maybe
the
one of
Oracle's
these
games too.
Maybe one of these days we will have a real Facade fight that lasts the whole way.
Oh, I gotta wonder, is blowing up Facade's head before he shows up a glitch? Is that considered?
I wouldn't say so. I
a
feel
glitch?
like the boss is just too lazy to defend himself.
Yeah, because it's like the boss's hitbox is clearly there.
Yeah, it's
So
there.
it's
and
just the face isn't there. So like, it doesn't sound like a glitch to me.
No, I don't think it's a glitch. So here's a bomb trigger. That saves 2 seconds. You just kind of YOLO it. But yeah, so here's what a lot of runners consider the hardest part of this run is specifically exit D6 because you have to do a bunch of Jesus jumps. You save and quit, so you regain control of Link after you go over the ledge. And then you have to do it high enough that you don't clip into the wall or you invalidate the run.
The
And
bottom
that's
ball
a
specific.
hard task to get. Actually, I think did Dragon clip out. Dragon did, in fact, clip out there.
Yeah,
like, that's
there's another part like coming up later on after D5 that some do consider harder, but this is definitely it's kind of a run killer moment because
yeah, it's just because
like,
I'm
you can-
pretty sure Dragon's run, if this wasn't a tournament race, is invalidated, like it's over. So that's why a lot of
he
people
actually-
don't like that part. Yeah, I'm
did
almost.
he
certain
actually
clipped.
transition on the
Oh no, he didn't transition, but he clipped out.
So like
you
he
can
was
just
almost...
pause there until you're in the thing.
Yeah, so every time you pause when you are against the water, when Link's touching the water, you'll actually shift down a pixel.
Okay, so it's only transitioning when you're clipping like that. Okay, very important. It's hard to keep track of what the rules are in any given category.
Astro doing the French bonks, which saves like what, 0.2 or something?
It saves absolutely no time to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah. I remember I used to think he saved like 2 seconds or something.
Well,
It barely
that's
even
because
saves
it saves you 2 seconds only if you're French. Otherwise, it doesn't.
even the French
saying-
go do the other route faster too.
Yeah. Spears are saying that our rules aren't arbitrary at all. That's just the largest lie that we tell ourselves. Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
a
that's
category,
sort of like
I'm
how
pretty sure
we...
for every 5 minutes there's a different category. If you're trying to find a speedrun that is anywhere between 5 minutes and 120 minutes, there's a category in this game that will fit that somewhere.
Yeah. Speaking of arbitrary rules, wall clipping is not out of bounds, even though you're going into the wall a bit. You might think, oh, it's out of bounds, but we just say it isn't.
There is the Seabass rule set, which says 3 pixels is okay, 4 pixels is unacceptable.
Exactly.
It's really, if people want to complain about the rules that we come up with, we want to play the game and we want to have fun and we want to just, do different things sometimes. Sometimes you don't feel like fighting any boss other than Moldorm, so you play Stew. The best category, because you do the dungeons in order.
Although the 3 pixel thing does actually make sense, because when you do clip into a wall,
Because if
you
clip
can't
in
go
forward,
any
you can't
further.
walk. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the game only lets you clip in to 3, so like we just allow it because
Yeah, it just sounds
you need to
very
allow wall
silly.
clipping, or else we can't do half our tricks.
So Happy opting for the bomb arrow there, which we may see other runners opt for differently.
Yeah, there you go. Astro's doing the Jesus Jet method.
Yeah, and this, if you get this first try, I'm pretty sure it's faster, but otherwise,
only if you
I
get it
don't
first
think
try.
it is.
Yeah, like I think
you
even if
lose
you have
2
to do
seconds
one
per menu.
buffer, you lose time.
Yeah, you're saving a bomb arrow. I don't think that's worth to go for, like, ever. Unless, well, if you get really good at Jesus
like,
jumps, you can pretty consistently get them. It's a frame perfect trick, but like, you just know.
Yeah, I think you have like a
saying?
3-pixel window or something to get the Jesus jump on the first try without needing to buffer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard. Like.
All right, so we got a couple ways of getting to this nightmare key. Both involve clinking off the P-hat, like we see Happy doing. There's also a way that involves not switching to the bracelet, like what we see Astro doing there.
There's 2 lineups for it.
Astro not being successful with it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
she's going to try and do it again, even though it's faster too.
There's the cleaner setup, there's the black setup, which I think that's the one Astro was doing. If you're coming from the top and you've already menued to bracelet to get out, I'm pretty sure the bracelet setup is going to be faster. But yeah, here's Anglerfish. If you want to know why we don't go to D5 before D4, 1, enter D5 with Jesus jumps, while possible, sucks. 2, we kind of need the flippers to get the boss key, and 3, you can't even hookshot down, like it doesn't hurt the Anglerfish, so it just doesn't work.
And you can mention the name of the skull at the bottom if you want.
Oh yeah, the skull at the bottom is Cravone. We're contractually obligated to remind people that he exists, because he said he was going to commentate this tournament. I haven't seen him around. But very important runner in that he lets us all remember that we do silly things that he made videos of.
So the path to D5 after D4 is about as straightforward as it gets. There are no glitches, it's just movement. It's like a 1-minute split, if that, and it's really hard to gold, but it's possible. If you somehow do the movement better than you've ever done it, you can gold the split.
Yeah, it all comes down to how tight your like feather jumps are, exactly how accurate your like right there. Xander's not golding because he touched the grass. You can cut corners really tightly in this game, and it's nice.
And the buzz block just screwed up.
Yeah, but this game is very, very tight movement, and it's really intricate. Something I just think separates it a lot from other Zelda games. Even the Oracle's games, I feel like the movement is very tight, but they patched out all of the dumb things that you can do. So... Not that in a lot of places, super jumps I think would save time in the Oracle's games, because of how they end up getting played, but...
Now, unfortunately, it's impossible for us to get the boomerang without getting the lens, so we can't save a crap ton of time in D5 through random, like a 50... Oh, and look at that, Dragon golding, or not Dragon, Happy golding the enter D5 split.
Yeah, Happy had a good one.
I just noticed that now.
Dungeon 5 is the worst dungeon of the game. If someone named Giacob tells you I'm a liar, he's wrong.
D3's worse, but...
I like D3. D3's my favorite. Just because it's the one that I get to execute the most in. Although, yeah, I guess we didn't see anybody going for the French press. So, which is... That's a pretty heinous trick.
The French press, is that the shield bump to the Nightmare Key?
That's the shield bump off the Stalfos to save a menu and a half. And 2 screen transitions.
It's a fun trick once again.
Oh, it's a really cool trick. And so we get to see some neat Master Stalfos fights. Happy getting it's very consistent. And actually, I didn't remember if I saw Happy kill Master Stalfos 1, as we see Dragon having some problems.
Oh, to get the key? Yeah, if you
grab a key, it saves you a little bit of time.
It is possible to throw another bomb arrow at the Master Stalfos after the 3rd hit to actually do a full kill on the boss. He still shows up in the other rooms, but you get a key, which saves you a few seconds.
You also get the mini-boss music for longer, which definitely doesn't, drive you insane.
It's better than D5 music.
That's,
Yeah, there's the the dumb jump.
Yeah,
And
dumb jump.
some people don't like the
There are
name for
3
some
of them,
reason.
and we only do 1. And personally, and maybe it's just because of the stupid category that I play, which requires a lot of frame perfect boots jumps if you're an idiot, that jump is not that bad.
Yeah, in comparison, the stew jumps are just so much. That, you know what? Maybe we should just make stew next year's category. That'd be the only thing that maybe makes me play it.
I'd play it. Get back.
Only because of tournament, and I probably like stop about halfway through or something.
I learned the whole category in 10 hours. It's fine.
Oh yeah, it's not a hard category.
Fun. What are you talking about?
It's just annoying to do.
You know, you can be that person who tries to save 10 seconds by skipping Facade or missing it and losing 20 seconds and also having... So, yeah, this is the dungeon that, even casually, I don't think... I fought the mini-boss from the other, like, the door that Happy just went in as a child. And then I got really confused and lost because I didn't understand how to progress through this dungeon normally, because this dungeon is really easy to just not do. Outside of, you know, Master Saltos.
Happy is just, like, on a roll in this run.
Yeah, Happy's having a good run.
And Slimy Eel is pretty much the only reason we get the hook shot, because technically we can, I think, do everything else in the game without. But you have to have the hook shot in order to pull the boss's head out. Otherwise, we wouldn't be dealing with Master Stolfos, which would be really nice.
I mean, yeah, and if it wasn't for out of bounds rules, you know, we could also just skip Master Stolfos.
Yeah,
it's a really
swim
easy.
To him, you know?
Well, no, you can just super jump off a wall and skip him. You can. There's a lot of ways to skip Dungeon 5.
Yeah, there's a super jump from No Stew that just goes straight to the instrument room.
There's the 2 stew jumps. They're really easy to set up. Well, one of them's not. The one in the boss room is. But yeah, that boss is also one of the few bosses in the game that takes set damage. Always takes 8 hits. Which means in categories like Grab Beast Power or Red Tunic, you don't really want them for this boss because they increase iframes. And was that only 3 hits from Astro? That's not good. Didn't think I saw 4.
You can get. Oh no!
Oh, this could be very bad.
Did not get the 5th hit.
Oh, that's really unlucky. So, Astro was on 7 hits, and this can be very, very bad because fakes can happen. And
no!
Yeah, that's rough.
That is excruciatingly unfortunate.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I think I've casted this, like, any tournament that fights him, and I've seen a fake get pulled. Like, that is just, I mean, like, I think it's 50-50 if you're on, like, 6 hits, but still, it's just that uncommon. Oh, Astro has given up, apparently. So... we'll see some spice maybe out of that.
Yeah, she's probably gotten better time anyway in one of the other runs she's done.
Yeah, one of the races she does at 2 AM.
Yeah. There's a few runners that like we haven't seen restreamed much, just because like they race at times that
I
conflict with other CSR restreams.
Probably fast.
I would not be surprised if TGH was at the top. He had a really, really great race the other day. I don't know if he's probably gotten faster.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to watch these races because I was working past the first 2. And Aster, what are you trying to accomplish here? If you want to quit the race, just skip the boss.
The boss isn't exactly cooperating with his positioning.
I feel like that's a product of the positioning. Okay, so here's Rooster Skip. And so yeah, so the hook shot does a bunch of fun things. And oh, that was double firsties.
Jeez.
From Xander. Xander.
Well,
Just
Xander, yeah. He just knows how to
damn.
do it.
I mean, he still had the hook shot twice more, but that puts him
That
ahead
actually-
of Happy.
Yeah. I think this is probably the first instance I've ever seen where, like, unbuffered clearly gave the advantage. Like, so
Yeah,
clearly.
I mean, like, for me, because I'm really bad at it, like, buffering and, like, it just hurts, I sometimes even consider if I show up there to do the ERS one, because, at least I can do the boots jump. And it's probably still faster than buffering, you know, possibly 8 times anyway. And it saves the menu, so I guess if it's, like, shorter than 9 buffers, it might be faster than buffering. But yeah, you don't want to fail this trick. I don't know how much time it loses in that was a pixel off dragon. That's the pixel.
Yeah, it doesn't lose in eternity just because we do a save and quit at the entrance. And the reason for that is to actually set up a quick kill in
Dragon didn't do it.
Oh,
so Dragon lost 30 seconds. It's the 30-second failure if you don't do that that save and quit.
Yeah, it's more like 15 if you do.
Yeah. And there's the save and quit. Yeah, so depending on where you save and quit kind of messes with Evil Eagle's room for reasons I don't understand. And it gives you a very, very nice fast fight with the hookshot. If somehow you forgot to save and quit or mess it up, there's
we got some memes.
Kills.
We got some memes. Astra is doing the rapids.
So here's some bomb
All right.
triggers and the fact that bombs are also great at demolition. Happy got ahead at some point and doesn't get it, but does get the shack jump. Yeah, the transition into the so there's that.
So the thing about that shack jump is if you fail, you don't just fall down the pit and respawn at the entrance of the room. You fall down to the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And then you have to go all the way back around. And it saves it loses like 30 seconds or something. I don't know how much.
Yeah, it's rough. If I was dragging,
and it has happened to be on PB pace before.
I would have started pause buffering there because that looked like almost into the transition. And so here's Goomba Surf. It saves if you get it first try, which is a 25% chance.
I think it's
faster.
Fourth try.
15 seconds. Or what'd you say?
I think even fourth try saves.
Oh no, I'm saying it's faster by 15 seconds if you get it first try.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's on average, it might be 2 seconds faster. Like if Xander, this is Xander's luck here. Probably would have been better if Xander had just done the P-hack length. There's one category where it's marginally faster because you have to go up to the top room anyway. And it's only if you get first try and only if your setup is instantaneous and all this other stuff.
So there on a Happy screen, you see the hookshot just going through the bottom of the screen, and it wraps around to the top to hit Evil Eagle. And that's why we save and quit.
Down, and Evil Eagle's Y coordinate is negative when transitions, and because the menu isn't solid right now for this to clank off of, we just get it. Xander is mad. Also,
I think we know why.
Until that heart container appears on screen, you can't leave, or bad things happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's happened to a few people, I think, last year.
Oh, that's
last year's tournament. Who did it happen to? I forget. I think it was Glyph or something.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it was Matt. It
was somebody. I want to say.
So Dragon didn't get the cutscene at eat. I forgot that's another cutscene Bao can eat. Cutscenes with their 50% heart drop rate, which is a fun stat everybody likes to learn.
Astro intentionally making sure she gets obstacle skip.
Shout out to
the way to go.
Shout out to M-Chan.
Yeah, I mean, if you fail obstacle skip, in my opinion, your run
this is not as cool.
Yeah.
So if you talk to Papal on English and you say no, he calls you a cold hombre, and it's just such a good line. So this jump, I actually say, is a little bit less than trivial. If you try to start your boots as you enter the screen, just because Marin's text box can kind of muck up where you are, and if you weren't paying close attention, it's rough.
Yeah, you have to be at the very bottom of the screen, or else you talk to Marin.
Dragon,
or the bottom
where are
of the
you
project.
going exactly?
Did he? I wonder if he
I think
fell.
Dragon forgot he wasn't playing rando. Oh, wait, no, he has no bombs. Okay, that is the answer. So, Dragon is taking the fastest way to go grab bombs in this dungeon.
Yeah, which is this bomb trigger, or bomb picker. And funny thing,
two sets? I would grab 2 sets.
Yeah, you could just, like, go down the stairs and back up, and the bombs respawn.
And then, yeah,
there's a super jump there.
Has to hit the crystal switch, but yeah, that's a very solid recovery. Dragon, very knowledgeable player about what things you can. Dragon, you have to kill that Zol.
Alright, yeah, we can bomb trigger to enter D8, and then just walk through the turtle's head.
You can just do that anyway.
We don't need the ocarina specifically because we have bombs.
Yeah.
The bombs are our ocarina in this category. And now Happy set up for hookshot.
Bomb trigger, like, dungeon entrances, but that works.
So if you have hookshot on B and feather on A, and then you press both at the same time, you get this rapid moving hookshot over to wherever you're going, and you can use that to clip in through this key block in D8 that Happy just did.
And you call it.
We just saw it in Xander's
with feather on A.
Yeah, according to Matt.
A lot going on. There's Blano. We don't skip him.
And Astro is back in D5. I guess she didn't pick up the instrument. Or the heart piece.
Yeah, I guess did not defeat the boss.
I saw her kill it. I don't know what she did after that.
I don't know. If you get the heart container, you don't have to refight the boss, so.
Oh, I forgot the split.
Alright, if we're checking the splits here, that's plus 10 minutes on that split for Astro trying to beat T5.
Happy is still on really great pace.
Yeah.
Like, only 20 seconds behind is not actually that big of a deal. There's, I don't know if maybe he had a bad D2 split or something too, could make up time there. There's still a few places after D8 that you can save some time.
But yeah, we're going places. This is the Roomba room. We're just Roomba-ing. So we're bringing Phantom Matt back in. As Phantom Matt has just cleared D7. Not. Doing pretty good. Matt, I think, is this Matt's first or only seeding race? I know Matt has had just, scheduling conflicts for most of all of them. But yeah, so again, with the Jesus jumping to flip into walls, you can still Jesus jump off of lava because it's got a bunch of weird properties that make it water but not water. There was also lava swim earlier, but oh wait, no, I guess you don't do lava swim in this category. That's a shame.
You do. You can. Depends if you are getting the arrow pickup or not. Or there's some pickups in a room in D8 that you can do a Jesus jump and some weird thing where you clip into a push block to move it or something.
Oh right, no, you do because you have to get back after the fire after Magic Rod.
But if you're good on arrows and bombs, then it's faster to do a lava swim. So Happy on his way to D2.
Yeah, lava swim's pretty good. And yeah, so Dungeon 2, pretty good. Magic Rod makes this a pretty quick dungeon. Basically, there are two things that we have now that make this dungeon faster. Or, well, I guess three even. Hook shot, magic rod, and boots. Also, a surplus of bombs and arrows for that room in particular. Happy accidentally blocking the chest, it moved down.
Thankfully not picking up the completely useless acorn.
Yeah, and this is the only room, because you have to menu to, you have to do 2 menus there anyway, so it's the only room that's faster to swap to hookshot. And then, yeah, because of how 2D sections running works and the fact that you're kind of on the floor forever, yeah. It's pretty nice. And, fun things about this bottle, you can touch it as much as you want. It doesn't hurt. And Xander's getting wrecked by these poles twice. Oh, so here's hookshot invincibility glitch. If you kind of hookshot into if you hookshot into like an interactable thing, like a pot, you'll just be invincible because you never really land. It's slower in most places, but right there is...
It just happened to be really... Yeah, it just happened to be really convenient because those pole hoists are just the most annoying creatures next to Moldarms.
Yeah. So I'm just seeing in one of the Discord servers that I'm in, apparently Matt had a not good flame skip, which you don't need level 2 shield because if you clip into a wall, you can kind of cancel all of the knockback from the flame and just walk past it. And yeah, this is there's a really cool bomb setup with bomb arrows, but it's slower than the magic rod kill.
Man, yeah, see, there you go. Happy getting another gold.
We're using happy sounds. We're going to be quiet, because here's time for the national anthem of Coconut Island. Everybody get your 07s out. We're going to start. Alright. Final dungeon time.
You go ahead and explain it. You're probably better at explaining it than I am.
Okay, yeah, so when you enter the dungeon, there's a number of paths that you can take, but if you never talk to the book, it's always the same default path. It's left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. It's very easy to do that. It's because it needs a default, right? Otherwise, I guess they could make this impossible, but you know, it would just be a mild annoyance. But so first you have to bomb trigger this. The only bomb trigger you can't buffer in the entire game. You want to pick up the bomb, throw it so you don't slash your sword, so you're not rolling any RNG. You're lining yourself up with some pixels. You're waiting for the blob to come down, and you just stand there. There's blob quick kill. It's 100% consistent. After that, then if they're trying to carry the manip through, we have apps for this. Aghanim, based on RNG that ends up getting rolled, will throw either a blue ball or a energy ball at you, depending on if you're on an even or odd pixel. And because we aren't slashing our sword, and the way that you enter the room, basically we know exactly where in the RNG that we are. Like, this is the only part of the game that we know this. And it's looking good, and okay, there's a 1 pixel adjustment from Happy, and my stream is buffering!
Yeah.
So I can't see if they carried it all the way through. Xander's going for the same thing. But yeah, basically, you can completely control everything that rolls RNG, specifically because you do the bomb trigger, it skips, like, the timing of the text, which is kind of where, like, more numbers end up getting rolled. You end up not sure. And yeah, you can 100% control this fight. It's very, very curious. And why is Happy's the only one buffering? It's so sad. But looks like Xander's gonna get it. And then here's Moldorm. Moldorm, if you hit him with a spin slash and just keep slashing, you get him.
way easier than the first Molder we fight. Like, even if you don't get the stun lock, it's still the easier Molder.
Okay. So we've swapped in Astro again, who is doing ball strats! Very important. Okay, yeah, this is... Ball strats in this game, by the way, are the largest shame that we have, because bomb triggers work on this, because ball strats are honestly very, very cool.
Should be interesting.
Astro did not jump and pick it up as it bounced back, and then throw it. You can do that, it's super easy. Although... Oh yeah, so here's Deathel. He's gotta open his eye.
Death Eye does not open his eye for Xander.
No.
Like, ever.
Okay, Happy did finish, which is good. I absolutely believe that they finished, because if they're at full health and they're entering Ganon, it's all basically this, and you're gonna finish. Like, they weren't missing it.
For a second, I thought Xander wasted an extra arrow and would have only had to use a bomb.
No, the lowest amount of arrows I think I'm comfortable with entering the egg with is 18. So we are joined now by Xander. Xander, what went wrong?
I'm gonna blame it on the RNG. Yes.
Okay, Xander, after having which RNG?
All of it. No, I was just really bad. It was insane. But I did have 11 Goombas. That was great. Wonderful. And no rupees.
I'm watching Xander try to, or not Xander, Astro try to do ball strats over this pit.
Is Astro okay? Is she doing okay?
I think she's okay. We are also joined by Happy with Sugar. Happy, you did it. How do you feel?
Not bad. I'm a lot happier with this than my previous seeding times. Or like 54s.
You put down a good time.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really content with that.
I was sweating. You were so
Xander,
close to beating me.
You were ahead right after Rooster Skip. Because you did.
Oh yeah, I was watching.
Those double firsties, and then you fell behind because that was some Goomba Surf. Sure.
Oh no.
Like
you
would have saved 15 seconds if you went for P-Hat Clank instead of your Goomba Surf.
Oh yeah.
That was bad.
Oh, Astro forfeited.
Oh no.
But we do get to see some awesome memes.
Oh yeah.
We saw the rapids.
Epic.
Oh yeah, something else about the egg. If you drop bombs, sometimes they can just be on other screens in the egg.
Yep.
Egg is weird.
Did you see my Deathful? It was the god RNG. It was insane.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah,
good.
that, like, after the first
I only lost 25 seconds to it.
I was gonna say I lost 15 seconds to Deathful, and I was like, man,
Yeah,
that's the worst RNG ever.
Like, yeah, no, I was a little concerned because your stream cut out, and I'm like, okay, well, where you are, I'm like 100% sure you're gonna finish the run, but like when Xander was like made it to Deathful and you hadn't done, I'm like, well, are they still connected to the race? Because that would suck. Because this is a solid time.
Hello, gamers.
And then you did
What's
it. So I'm like, okay, probably just really
Hi.
garbage RNG.
You know, I was like fine with this run. I was like okay with this run until D4, and then I'm like, all right, let's lay down some memes.
Astro, let me ask you this: are you okay?
In what regard?
All of it.
I didn't think you had a big problem until D5 killed you, but
Oh no, that was D5. I was like, okay, D4, this D4 sucks. And then I went to D5, and I was like, okay, is this D5 good or not? I finished Master Selphos 4, and I'm like, this D5's not great. All right, let's do some memes. And then I got the rupee chest, and I'm like, okay.
Nice.
And then I forgot to split on D5, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do rapids. I'm gonna talk to Papal. Then I'm gonna hard reset, and I'm gonna split. It was perfect.
Amazing.
But GG's.
GG's.
Materia is in
Yeah,
Spirister.
so
Yeah.
Materia's already in Spirister. Just in the top left. At least I thought she is.
But yeah, I already got my third seed spot anyways, so yeah, I wasn't hurting too much with this race.
Yeah, we figured you probably have gotten a better time, like
Oh yeah, last
2 or 3
last
a.m.
night-
races with TGH.
Oh, last night in a race with Spearster, Matt, Wolfos, Mashy, and Dragon, I got mid 51, so
Nice.
I wasn't too concerned. Probably in the
Solid.
race later, I'll try to go for a 50 or something.
Yeah, Matt is fighting.
A lot of things.
Mostly himself.
I was gonna
Oh
say.
man, he might. Pretty sure this might be a PB for him. I don't think. He's
I mean,
hoping
he's
to
in
get
the
a time
red.
somewhere this good.
Oh yeah, by the way, did anyone move up in seeds at all this race?
Happy did, I think. No, actually, I don't think so.
Dang, I got a 20 PB by like 2 minutes.
You missed sub nitros by 7 seconds,
Of course.
and
Actually,
sub
wait,
me
what?
by 15.
What
God
are
damn
the
it.
seeds right now? Because I know Tej has seed 1, Say has seed 2. I don't think anyone has a 51 aside from me.
No. I've been trying to get one, but I can't play this game.
Yeah, you can't predict the Goombas,
Well,
unfortunately.
Yeah, we can kind of blame RNG on that.
Yeah.
Kind of like your Goomba Surf. What was it? The race
was
the other day,
11.
you had a terrible
Oh
Goomba
my
Surf,
God.
and then Death Eye was like just not opening up.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say my early game was really, really good, aside from the rupees.
Yeah, you were. When we swapped out a couple people about around roller skip, and all 4 of you were at roller skip at the same time. I was like, okay, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be close.
I had a 2-minute enter shop.
Well,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Kind
I
almost.
was like, yeah.
And meanwhile, Happy had a 2-minute exit shop.
I got
Well,
like bad rupees on the
practically.
beach, and then I got 3 from 1 spin slash, so it was like set.
wow.
I had
Yeah,
to
it
do
was
like-
always immediate.
I
It
had
was
to
like
do
a
a
120
full
enter
screen and a
shop. It was
half.
so fast.
I had to do a full screen and a half of rupees. I'm like, oh come on, game. And I got
Okay,
8
so we're
rupees on the
joined by
beach
Phantom
too.
Matt. Matt, I have a list of questions the audience wants to ask you. The first one is flame skip.
I have a headache for an undisclosed reason.
Okay. Is that related to flame skip?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you just
Maddie-
disclosed the reason.
Hitting the bomb trigger. That's good.
No.
Fine, why not?
The headache was before. The
Oh.
headache's been there for about I don't know, about 58 minutes and 50 seconds maybe.
Oh, so after the rupees is what you're
You
saying.
know, I think
I'm pretty sure that's when the race started.
I think Metamateria is actually on PP pace.
Very
Yeah,
much so on
that's
PB pace. I
definitely
think her
PB
PBs are
pace.
104.
1 of 3.
I thought it was 103.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was
that's-
102. That's
That's 103.
Pink Batman's got 102, I think.
Wait, doesn't or on the leaderboard he has a 104, but I'm not sure.
Was it
Who
who was it? I thought someone had 102.
Who knows?
Also, what's up,
I'll
Dragon?
eventually
I keep
have
getting the
PB
tubes.
if someone cons me into playing this category.
Alpha, I'll pay you $5 if you do this category.
Ooh.
Join the next race and join the tourney.
Alpha, I won't
Okay,
buy you a
counterpoint, no,
crap
you can't.
game for the next thing that you have to play on your stream. I'll actually make it a good one.
Told me to play Ori last time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I didn't buy that for you. You got it yourself because you owned it already.
Alright, so here's Ganon. And we also have Dragon C0. Dragon, how are you feeling? I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything either.
It was very quiet when we were in the waiting room.
I was setting up in the waiting room. Am I good now?
Yeah,
Or-
you're good.
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it was okay.
How many memes did you indulge in?
I
I.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and yes, about 20. That's the amount I dropped in the pit. Before
Yeah, that
I
sure
ran out of
happens.
bombs.
Oh no.
I was paying attention to the restream. I was watching
then you
Esther
also
and I
forgot
just
to,
dropped all my bombs
Oh,
in
you,
the pit.
oh, you didn't like my rapids memes?
I was watching your rapids meme and then I dropped all my
Just
bombs in
dumped
the
all
pit
your
because I
bombs down.
distracted.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Whoa! Is this the first instance of a meme leading to another meme?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, we've
in
had
a,
more.
in,
We have
no, in
more
a
of that
restream. In a
We've had deeper
restream.
memes.
Yeah, and then that's definitely gonna be a PB for Maddie. One,
Yeah,
Big
that
PB
is
there.
a 102.
Huge.
I think a
102,
1-minute PB.
I'd love to see it.
GG's.
1.5
Very
minute
nice.
even.
GG's.
GG.
Thank you. Had to unmute the mic there for a second. Oh,
So, would you like some memes?
I'm down for memes on a PB.
Would you like
What?
to see a VOD that includes rapids and ball strats?
Was it Xander?
No,
wasn't.
that was me, because I
No.
didn't finish.
Oh,
Now the real meme strat is to just quit out in the middle and just boot up Xander's ROM hack and play that
Yes.
instead.
Yes. I have
You
considered
have to
that.
That'd be
Ball
amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
honest. I have completely considered doing that.
Xander's ROM hack speedrun no woob. Hey, it's
Yeah.
90% no
No,
woob.
it's
I
minimal.
don't think you
Loop.
can do
Minimal woobing.
no. It's
No
it's
unintended
no
woob.
except for the part where the game is very obvious that you have to go oob.
I'm embarrassed that that's my PB because on the jump left to get the D6 Nightmare key, I soft locked because I was too high.
The D7.
And I'm just like, oh.
oh. Well,
It
I
was
mean
horrible.
that's free time
Happens to the
save,
best
so
of
you
us.
know
Yeah.
It is free time save.
you lost like
Ugh.
what, a minute and a half to that probably, so you'll just
Yeah.
save
Up
it.
on sub 1 there.
Yeah, my sum of best is 5830 at this point, and I'm like,
Coming
damn it,
soon.
I have to do well.
Speaking of free time save, how Alpha, make sure the timer starts at the right time whenever you finish making the thing.
Yeah, that's easy.
A
It's
thing?
called math.
Ew.
Ugh.
Just
You
you
said
and math.
that.
I would like to indulge in the mathematics.
What coding languages do you know?
Python.
TI-83 calculator assembly language.
Hell yeah. I've coded on a TI-83 before.
Mhm.
It's not fun.
No.
It's terrible. You know what's even better? TI-84.
Now we're
Colored.
talking. Oh man.
The colored one. Mint green.
High tech.
But yeah.
And how did we get here from speedrunning?
I don't know. I arrived
Nah.
late to the party, so.
What are we talking about? Did we do a
So,
speedrun?
anybody-
Yeah.
Anybody got some particular highlights from their run they want to share?
Other than the soft
yes.
block.
I would love to talk about my casual 200 rupee pickup that no one noticed, and then I immediately went. I went with my route to Rapids, and I got as many pickups as I could.
Well, we sure noticed the rapids.
Yeah, we noticed
Also-
rapids. Everything else wasn't important.
Also, I talked to Papal. Or the
I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
played
and,
that
and
one
Alpha
out.
explained the story of
I was
what happened in
upset that
English.
you weren't on English.
Do
Oh, yeah,
want
why
me to
didn't
run on
anybody run on
English?
English? Where's Glyph?
Yeah, we need at least one English
We-
one meme on here.
It's a
Alpha,
quote
guess what
Steve
you
has,
can-
Maybe
but we
maybe
know
I
it.
will. Maybe I will do a run later or something, just in
Oh,
English.
Poor Seabass.
What do
That
you mean,
moment
poor
when you
Seabass?
realize
He
you
doesn't have
PB'd
the time
and
of his
have to-
life last night.
Ugh. Say that moment when you're sweaty off the PB and realize you have to do it again in an hour.
Oh yeah, run it back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Run it back,
I
run it
get
back.
to run it back.
Yeah,
I
it'll
get
be
to run
fine.
these memes back.
Yeah, there's apparently going to be another seating race in about 15 minutes. Probably not here.
I'm pretty sure if I participate in that, I'm gonna get shot for the headache reason.
Do you think it's gonna get worse?
No. In fact, I know it's not gonna get worse because I'm going to go do something about it as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, I think
Enough
we're ready to wrap up.
Practice.
Any last thoughts from anybody?
Make the timer
Don't let
start
your
at the right
memes be
time,
dreams.
please. I hate starting 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, I think I
on
definitely
the
got like a
start.
52:28.
Final thoughts for Batman on the VOD is, I'm ahead of you again.
Also, you're welcome, Xander. I finally did the rapids.
I'm proud of you. No pit walk.
No.
Yeah, well,
Way
Never.
more
You're
Oh
one
important.
yeah,
to talk
Xander, you
there,
didn't get pit walk, so your run was that's what cursed
Invalid.
your run.
I should
In fact, you're
probably
banned
start
from the
trying to do
tournament.
pit walk.
Oh no.
And Xander, I would just like to say that another thing you also didn't do the other day that Astra very much did in this run is obstacle skip and making sure that you're set up for it so you always get it.
As
Hey,
I don't
listen, I
even know
fell
how.
into the pit, okay?
I mean, I fell into the
Obstacle
D7.
skip.
I was headed to the first pillar, did a diagonal jump, and just slightly missed, so I had to climb up D7 again.
Oh, did you fall in the pit there?
Yeah.
The shack jump?
Shack jump.
No, not the shack jump pit. I was going for the first pillar, so that big L-shaped pit. I fell in that one and was like, well, it's embarrassing, but at least I didn't lose any bombs.
Yeah, good point.
True.
Ugh.
Well,
Yeah.
GG's. See you all in like an hour, pretty much.
Yeah, 50 minutes cooldown, and then I gotta do it all over again.
Run it back.
2 PBs in one day would be awesome.
Back to back. That'd be nice.
I would join in playing on English if I had time, but I gotta go at round 5. Unfortunately.
This is so sad.
This is so sad.
Yeah. Next
Also,
year.
I would have said, have a good night, everybody, but it's midday.
And we're not there
There's a
yet.
giant ball of
Yeah,
fluff.
it's like 1 p.m. around where you are, isn't it?
It's 1:13.
I live in the native time zone. Oh, God.
Well, allow me to add my GGs as well to everyone. Looking
Thank you.
forward to bracket. Do we know when the bracket reveal will be?
Tonight or tomorrow morning.
Sweet.
Yeah, if nobody does it
Cool.
today, I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Nice.
So that will be up at
Yay.
some point. We'll start seeing those bracket matches scheduled on ZSR here in the next few days, so keep an eye on the schedule. Plenty else going on today. At the moment, over on ZSR2, there is a Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keys tournament race going on. We also have a Wind Waker Randomizer tournament race coming up in a few minutes, as well as the Ocarina of Time Randomizer weekly race coming up in about 2 hours. So again, check out the schedule. I'm sure that you've packed this weekend. I'm sure there's something you'll find that piques your interest. So we'll hopefully see you all back here. Please give all of our runners a follow. As thank you for an incredible race. Jobs well done. As well as
Thank
our
you.
2 commentators today, Alpha 5 and Zinthrathen. Letting me just sit here for an hour and goof off you guys. I'm good, thanks. So with that, we're gonna head on out. Again, hopefully we will see you all back here soon. We're gonna head on over to ZSR2. Until next time, all. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see y'all again here soon. Have a great day, everyone.
Peace.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Later.
GG.
See ya.